Hello, everybody. Hope you guys can hear me and see me okay and stuff. Happy Friday. Happy embroidery. It's embroidery happy hour time. That's what it is. I see people are starting to come into the chat and stuff. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I know that all of us have been really, really super busy. Before you know it, Christmas is going to be here. So I know a lot of folks are just working on a whole bunch of gifts and stuff. So just want to do a little video check. Can you guys hear and see me? I see Robin and I see Miriam and Judy on the chat and stuff. I think we may end up having a small group this Friday because I have a feeling with Christmas going all around, real close around the corner. I don't think a lot of people are going to be able to hang out on Fridays, during this time and stuff. Oh, I see Tatiana and stuff. Okay, well, I see people are coming in and no one is saying, hey, Crafty Puerto Rican, nobody is saying that they can't hear me. So I am going to assume that you guys can hear me okay. So before I start talking about tonight's topic, I do want to talk to you guys a little bit about some administrative stuff, okay? As you guys know, I am hosting the second annual Esther gift exchange for the Happy Embroidery Happy Hour Embroidery Adventures Facebook group, okay? This year we have about, I think it's 43 members that have signed up, okay? So I just wanted to remind you guys that the last day for you to mail out your gifts will be December 15th. Now, the reason why I picked December 15th is so that it gives at least like 10 days for your present to get to your fellow crafter before Christmas or hopefully on Christmas, okay? So that's why I have picked that. I already see that some people have received their gifts. I got mine from one Esther, and I do have several on my list. I have two people that I have to give gifts to. I got Sandra from Canada, and I'm not going to tell you who it is from the other group that's in the United States. I guess you'll find out when she gets her gift and if she posts it. But I have two folks, and I do plan on, I keep saying I'm going to get it done today. I'm going to get it done today. The last thing I want is to wait on the 15th for me, so I am definitely going to be trying to mail that out by this Monday for sure. Okay. Along with the two folks that I have been assigned to give gifts to, everyone that is part of that group will also be receiving a little something from me as well. Okay. Last year, when everybody was in the Esther group, everybody got a little gift from me. The same thing's going to happen this year. So this year, I have been really working hard. So that's 43 individual gifts that I have to make, plus the two that I've been assigned to. So yeah, so I got a lot. So a lot on my plate, which is really funny because it kind of ties into today's topic, okay? Because some of you guys have reached out to me and you guys are like saying, how the hell are you doing this, Jeanette? Like, how do you manage and stuff? And someone even was like, well, I got a full-time job. Well, I'm like, yeah, me too. And my full-time job is very, in there. So it's not like I can like take time off from it. So yeah, so during the day I am working full time. And then after that, then I can work on the embroidery business and I can do the videos and work on my orders and all that kind of stuff and everything. So it is a lot. And especially during the holiday season, it gets a little crazy. So a lot of times people are like, how the hell do you do this? I mean, like, I'm not Superwoman. I'll tell you that right now. I'm not Superwoman. I don't have any superpowers. I'm just a human being like all of you guys. But I am going to tell you exactly some of the things that go through my mind. I wrote them all down So I'm going to show you. And right now I have about like, I wrote down 9 things that I do to make sure that during this holiday rush, if I follow these 9 things and I stay on them, then I'm golden. I'm okay. Now I'm not going to say that I am totally stress free, but what I am going to say is that by doing some of these things that I do, it does help alleviate some of that. Okay, it does help me, because if I don't do these things, I could only imagine the amount of stress and headache that I would have because of all the stuff that really you have going on this time of year. December and November are really the most hectic times because you have the Thanksgiving and then you have the Christmas. Thanksgiving, everybody is like, getting ready to get together to have, dinner with family and stuff like that. But then at the same time, everyone's getting ready for the Black Friday, right? For the sales and stuff. Because right after everybody finishes eating, that's when everybody gets up and they're like, okay, it's time to go shop. So next thing you know, that's when all the sales start to like really like get thrown in there. And if you are embroidering and you're selling, then it can get kind of hectic as those orders really start to come in. Okay. So let me give you the first tip that I always do. And I think you've heard, if you guys have watched me, you guys have heard me say this in the past. Okay. The first thing that's really important is to be organized. Okay. You really have to have your workspace organized in a way where you know where everything is. Okay. You've created some kind of a production process in how you make your products, so that way you're not like running around in circles trying to find things as you're making your products and as you're packaging them up and as you're collecting your orders. You have to be very, very organized. Okay. Now, this is just something that you can do like kind of like in a day. Okay. And that's the other thing. When I talk about being organized, sometimes people think that you can be organized in a day. No, that's not true. Okay. The thing is, it takes time for you to get organized. Okay. Because as you start to learn your craft and start developing your skills and you start creating products, that's when you're going to start to learn about the type of tools you need and all that kind of stuff. And as you start to develop your embroidery business and you start doing packaging and all that kind of stuff, that's when you kind of like start learning about your business process. And once you have all of that and you start gathering all that information, it'll start to click. And when it clicks, that's when I say you are going to be in a position where you can better organize yourself in your workspace. Okay. And sometimes this is the other thing that I want to say. When you when you organize your workspace and you organize your business processes and stuff like that, it is not etched in stone. Okay. Because as you develop more products and as you accumulate better equipment or help or whatever, your business processes and your organization has to be flexible. It has to be flexible where you can make modifications when you need to. Okay. So I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about. Okay. Let's say, okay, let's talk about, let me see. Okay. Like I do my towels, right? Okay. Usually what I'll do is I have a process already in how I create my towels. I provide 2 types. I provide personalized towels and I provide my regular standard design towels, right? So when I'm working on my standard design towels, one of the things that I always do is I look to see what are my best sellers. The best sellers is usually what I would say I mass produce them. Well, I am mass producing them, but I don't want you to think when I use the word mass that I'm making like 100 of these things. No. What I usually do is I create about 5 or 10 of them, and then I just have them in stock. Okay. So Once I have those mass produced and I know they're my best sellers, I just keep them in stock. That makes it very easy for me for when an order comes in for that particular item. I can just take that item and all I have to do is just make sure that I put in the packaging receipt and all the advertisement, and then I just package it up and then I ship it out. Okay. When it comes to the personalized um, towels that I sell, I already have the designs already made. The only thing I have to do is just change the name. That is one of the reasons why I tell people when you are creating your files, always do a if you're in Brilliance, you have this function where you can do a file save as, and it says stitch file and working file. The working file is the file that you can use so that you can make modifications to the design. For instance, if I have personalized kitchen towels or personalized dinner napkins, I'm going to have to make modifications to that file, meaning that I'm going to have to either change the initial on a dinner napkin or I'm going to have to change the name on that towel. So what I usually do for personalized um, kitchen towels, personalized dinner napkins, all the other stuff that I offer on my shop that have personalization, I usually have all those designs saved on one USB flash drive. That flash drive makes it very easy for me to go in, pick up the design that the customer wants, make the modification that I need, save it, and then take it over to the machine and have that embroidered. You have to be organized because if I didn't do that, then what will happen is this. The order will come in and I'll say, oh, okay, that's the design the customer wants. Then I'll have to go to my computer or wherever it is I was working, and then I'll have to look to see where did I save that file. That's going to take time, right? And hopefully I remember quickly. If I don't remember, then one or two things are going to have to happen. Either I'm not going to be able to fill that order, or what's going to happen is that I'm going to have to redesign it. And that's the last thing you want to do because you already designed it. You just couldn't find it. So the thing is, that's what I'm talking about when I mean being organized. You have to know where all your stuff is. And I'm not just talking about things that are tangible, like your supplies of your stabilizer, your blanks, where all your threads are. I'm also talking about your digital files. You have to make sure you have those designs organized in a way so that you can quickly find them, make whatever modifications you need to make. That way you can go ahead and you can fill that order quickly. Okay. So organization is a very, very big part of making sure that you can run a shop smoothly, especially when you have a big volume of orders coming in. Okay. And the thing is, too, is one of the things you're going to have your days that you may end up with one or two orders. Okay. Because that's happened to me where I just have one or two. And then I'm like, oh, that's it. Okay, cool. But then I have other days where I'll wake up in the morning, okay, because I usually shut off my phone because I don't want to hear the ching in the middle of the night. Well, I'll wake up in the morning and sometimes I'll have 15, 20 orders all in that one day. And then I'll be like, oh, okay, I got to get to work. Okay. So when I have those big volumes like that, that is really not the time for me to start looking for stuff. I need to know where all my stuff is, supplies wise, blank wise, and also my digital files. So organization, very, very, very important. Cannot stress that enough. But please know that being organized is not going to be something that you're going to do like right away. It's a learning process, and you're going to change. Things are going to change. Your business processes are going to change and all that kind of stuff. So if you feel, if this is your first year where you're selling stuff, okay, and you feel like a mess, right? Don't worry about it. It's going to be okay. It's your first year. As a matter of fact, every night, think about how your day went. Think about what went right, and then think about what went wrong. And then ask yourself, okay, that stuff that went wrong, what could I have done to make it a little better? and then just make notes of it. And then I bet you this time next year, you're going to be in such a much better position. Okay. And that's the other thing too. Sometimes people feel discouraged because they start something, right? Like they'll open up a shop and then like, oh God, now I don't have any sales. Or they'll open up the shop and then they feel like they're very disorganized and then they get discouraged. Okay. Don't do that. Don't get discouraged. It's your first time. You're learning. It's going to take time. Nobody becomes successful overnight. A lot of folks that you see that are successful, it took time. It really took time. If you really look and you peel the onion on their life and how they got to where they got to, you're going to notice that there were a lot of bumps in the road for them to get to that end goal that you're seeing today. Okay. They had to try a bunch of things. They failed a couple of times. There was a lot of things that they had to adjust, fail, products they tried that didn't work and stuff like that. So just know that you are in that space. You're in the space where you want to start something and you're trying it out and you're going to learn and it's going to get better. What's important is that you don't give up. That is what is super, super, super important. Okay. So just wanted to really put that out there because I know that some of you guys may kind of like sometimes feel discouraged and stuff, but don't. You're going to find your niche. You'll eventually get there. Okay. It just takes time. All right. The other thing, and I'm going to talk about number 2, is have a plan on how you're going to work your orders. Okay. Now, what I'm talking about is how you're going to work your orders is think about, and this is how I usually do it, is I guess you could call it like a daydreaming or something. But what I usually do is I'll sit in this room and I'll think about, okay, ching ching, my phone went ching ching, okay, and I got an order. And I kind of like imagine myself on how would I actually work the order. If I got one order, how would I do it? If I got 2 orders, how would I do it? If I got 3, how would I organize them? Then I'll look, like the days that I have like 15 orders, I wake up in the morning, I got all these orders and stuff. So what I do is I look at all the orders as a whole, and then I try to find what's in common. And sometimes what I'll do is I'll break them down. What are the easiest orders to fill first? Okay. If I have a bunch of reading pillows, I already know I use heat vinyl transfer for those. I already have the templates all put up. So I know that I can work those while I have my embroidery machines working on the towels. So I will also look at at my towel orders as well. How many of those orders are just standard designs? Okay. Do I have those in stock? If I do, then what I'll do is I'll say, well, let me work on those first because I don't even have to turn on a machine for those. I already have some of these pre-made. So what I'll do is I'll go into the drawer that I have back there and I'll pull out the ones that I have that are pre-made. I'll package those orders up, put the labels on them, and put them in the bag. That way they're out of the way, they're done. And then I say, what do I have to focus on next? I look at the stuff that need personalization. Okay. So I look to see I look at my machines and then I say, what threads do I have on my machines? Like what designs can I actually stitch out right now where I don't really have to change too many colors of the combs that I already have sitting on those machines. So what I'll do is I'll work on those and then I'll just keep going from there. So, and then what I'll usually do too is I'll say, okay, I already know that I have a bunch of reading pillows. I already know that I have a bunch of kitchen towels. I have some dinner napkins. Okay. The dinner napkins, I kind of stopped putting a tender touch behind them. They're fine the way they are without anything in the backing. So I don't have to do anything on that except embroider it. But I do iron them to make sure I get all the wrinkles out. Okay. The kitchen towels, I always do put the tender touch behind them because I like hiding the stitches behind the towel. I just think it gives it a more cleaner appearance. And I do have to have the heat press on for that. And I have to have the heat press on for my reading towel, my reading pillows. So what I'll usually do is I will cut out all my vinyl. I'll weed on my vinyl. I'll have it all laid out. And then I'll embroider all of my towels, and I'll have all of the tender touch backings already cut out. Okay. And then I'll put the heat press on. And then what I'll do is I'll press everything all at once. That way I don't have the press running all day, pulling all my electricity, because you guys know how frugal I am. Okay. I'm going to freak out if I end up having a high electricity bill. So anyway, I'll just do that. That way I can press everything all at once, and then I turn off the heat press, and then I'm good. Then what I'll do is, as I am pressing them, I fold things and I put them in little um in columns, right? So I'll have all my towels nicely folded here, personalized. I'll have all my reading towels here. Of course, the standard, I've already packaged them out. They're already in the bag. And then what I'll do is I'll start packaging everything and putting things in the bag. And I already know that I schedule my work day so that, at 4 o'clock, well, I get off work at 3:30. That's when I have to like shut down my laptop and stuff. So at 3:30, those bags that I have waiting for me that I did the day before, that is the bag that I have to grab, and then I take to the post office. And then when I finish from the post office and I come back, then I have to turn on all my machines. And that's where I start my work day of my business here. So I actually really I don't work early in the morning because I work during the day. Okay. So I can't do this during the day. So what I usually do is I start this at, when I get off work. When I get off work is I take my bags, go to the post office, I deliver it. I know I can leave that package here and the postman will pick it up. I know and that is something you can do if you want to. Me personally, I like the drive. So I enjoy the drive. Okay. So for me to get my bags and put them in the car and then just drive over to the post office and deliver it, I kind of like doing that. So it's a big treat for me because kind of gets me out of the house. And at the same time, I get to joke a little bit with the folks at the postal service because they all kind of know me. I'm going there all the time. So it's like I go there every day. And then as I'm putting the packages on there, the guy at the counter or actually like laughs and says, "Oh, you've been busy," so so I like the visit. Okay. So I kind of do that because I like that. So, it's just something I like to do. However, though, if you don't have time to go to the post office, you can do pickup. You could do a pickup request and the postman will come and pick those things for you. Okay. But that's what I mean when I say have a plan on how you're going to work. Okay. And that brings me into the third one, which is kind of like what I told you about, like schedule, right? I work full time. So when I get up in the morning, I have my full-time job. But when I am out of that full-time job, I already have my whole schedule. My schedule from the moment I am up, from the moment I start working here, I have my schedule on point. Okay, so I have to do everything at a certain time. So, make sure you have a schedule set for yourself. Okay, so make sure that, you are scheduling your time and that, you're committed to that time. You know that you're going to be working, if you work full time, you already know you can't commit during the day of those 8 hours that you're working. Okay. That's a no-no because you're already committed. However, though, when you get home after you have dinner, you can come out and say, okay, I got 2 or 3 hours or I got 4 hours. I'm going to start working from 4 o'clock in the afternoon until 8 o'clock at night or 9 o'clock at night, however. And then just organize that time. So that way, it's like when I shut down, I'll have all the packages from that evening done. And then the next day, that's what's going to go to the post office. Hope I'm making sense to you guys. Okay. So anyway, the other thing, okay, now we're going into number 4 because the third one was setting your schedule. Second one was have a plan. First one, be organized. The fourth one, your inventory. Your inventory is very, very important because without making, without doing a thorough inventory of your stuff, you're going to have a very difficult time filling orders. The last thing you want to do is to be able to get an order and then you can't fill it because there is something that's missing. And when I'm talking about missing, I'm not talking about just blanks, okay? I am talking about your packaging equipment. I'm talking about your thread. I'm talking about your stabilizer. I'm talking about your advertisements, okay? Your postcards, the postcards that you send out whenever you do your packaging and all that kind of stuff. I'm talking about everything you need, right down to the bobbin, okay? Because remember, I told you guys last year I messed up big time, okay? I only had about like 2 boxes. Well, I think it was like a box and a half of bobbins, and right down to Christmas, I ran out of bobbins. I was down to only 10 bobbins, and I got orders like coming in like crazy. And I was like, oh my God. So I had to run to the local sewing shop by me, and I had to buy that woman out. I was like, I'll give you, what do you want? I need that box of bobbins. Okay. I could not find bobbins anywhere. I don't know. There was like some shortage or something that was going on. You don't ever want to be in that position. Okay. So I learned, how sometimes I say, when I was talking about, being organized, it's going to be a learning process. Well, that was a huge learning curve for me when I found out that I couldn't get any bobbins. I freaked. But thankfully, the sewing shop did have a box. I was able to grab 100 of them and just keep on going. But yeah, that was not a good feeling. I felt like I had a knot in my stomach, and I was like, oh my God. But this time, I made sure I had all my bobbins, all the threads, especially the colors that I use the most on my designs. Okay, all the packaging, shipping bags and stuff like that, tissue paper, all my advertisements, the blanks, enough blanks, okay? Because that's another thing. I ran out of towels. I usually embroider in 2 colors, okay? I embroider in beige and I embroider in white. The beige ran out, and there was a shortage on the beige of towels. So what ended up happening was I could no longer provide the product on a beige towel. Those designs had to go on white towels. So what I had to do was actually go to all my listings and update them and say only available on a white towel. Can't be done on a beige. So, I don't know how that affected my sales, honestly, because I was still getting sales because people were kind of like, that's fine, I'll have it on a white towel. But I am sure there were probably some people out there that really did like the beige towel and maybe just said, all right, she ran out, I'm not going to get it. So I'm sure I probably did lose on a couple of sales because of that. Okay. But I did not want to happen again this year. So I made sure that, before Christmas came, that my inventory on all towels, white and beige, I have 2 drawers full. Okay. So there's just no way that I will run out. Okay. And the bobbins, there's no way I'm going to run out. I'm not going to run out on any stabilizer, and I'm not going to run out on any thread. My packaging, I'm good. Advertisement material, I'm good. All my stickers, I'm good. I made sure that I was very, very well stocked. So that is something that you want to make sure that you are. You are planning ahead. This is really going to help alleviate a lot of the stress, because that way you can just focus on your process of how you're making your stuff, and you're just doing it. You don't have to worry. Okay. That's the thing. You want to avoid the problems while you can. Okay. Now, the other thing, number 5, problem customers. Okay. Now you're gonna have I sell on both ends. I sell locally, okay, and I also sell online. Now, there have been times when you guys have heard me say that not every order is a great order to have. And I really do stand by it. You don't have to accept every request that comes your way. You don't. Okay. And that's the beauty of doing your own thing. You work on what you feel comfortable working on, and you work with folks you want to work on. Okay. Um, Customers with attitudes, I don't do it. I don't deal with it. It's not my problem. That's their problem, and it's gonna stay that way. So when they come with me with like some kind of like, dude, I'm like, ooh, okay. I go, you know what? Really, really busy right now. I think you're gonna have to find someone else to help you with that. Do you know anybody? Nope, I don't. Sorry. I just don't deal with it. It's not my cup of tea. I don't get into it with customers. I just gently tell them, you know what, this isn't gonna work out. I don't feel comfortable working on this. I have had customers come to me with, especially during this time of the season, you're gonna have people coming to you with a whole bunch of stockings. Okay. Stockings are very, very popular. Okay. They're popular because a lot of times people want them embroidered. They want their names, they want the initials, and all that kind of stuff. The thing is, I don't mind embroidering stockings, but the thing is, you got to be very particular about accepting some of those orders. Some of these stockings that they will come to you with, some of them can be very hard to hoop. Okay. Some of them have been in their family for years and cannot be replaced. All right. And my concern is I do not like to embroider on products that I cannot replace. I had a customer come to me with napkins that told me they had been in her family for a lot of years. She wanted me to embroider them. I told them, you know what? They look beautiful the way they are. They don't need any embroidery. I think you need to keep them the way they are because they're unique. That's how it is. If you embroider them, you're just kind of like messing up the what was passed down because it's no longer the way it originally was. And I was very upfront, and I kind of told her, I said, honestly, I don't want to embroider on them because these are too special. They're too special that I can't guarantee that my machine is not going to hiccup. Machines hiccup. They hiccup, okay? They hiccup on the best of us, all right? No, even the pros. You're gonna have needle breaks. Sometimes the machine's gonna act up. It's probably gonna skip a stitch. They have attitudes. Machines have attitudes. So you don't know when your machine is going to embroider smoothly, and sometimes it can it can hiccup on you. Okay, they're machines. They're machines. All right, they have their moments. So when it comes to certain things, I just won't accept it. Sometimes also I have had people come to me with mini stockings. I'm talking small stockings, stockings that I can't even put my own hand in them. And they want me to embroider that. You can't hoop that. I mean, it's like there's no way you can hoop that. I would have to unsew the stocking. But the thing is, too, is this is the thing that I tell folks when people say, well, you can take out the seam. Yeah, you can. You can take out the seam and then you can embroider it. But then guess what? You're not just embroidering. Now you're embroidering and you're sewing. Are you going to charge for that? Is the customer going to be willing to pay for that? And are you going to have the time for that, especially during this time with all the orders that are coming in? Those are things you got to really ask yourself. You got to be honest with yourself, okay? It's like, that's why when it comes to stockings, I tell them it's got to be 7 inches long. 7 inches long, and it has to be very, very comfortable on my machine, okay? When I hoop it, it has to move freely in my machine where I don't see that it's stretching or anything like that. And I also want to know where you bought that stocking from because I might have to replace it if something happens. I tell them right up front, okay? Sometimes some customers are understanding about it and they get it and they respect it. Others, they get upset. I don't care. I really don't. Because I looked at it like, hey, because this is what will happen. And I already know, because I know the gamut, okay? You take the item, okay? You embroider it. Something happens, they're going to be talking about you. they are going to be talking about you, and they are not going to be talking about you in a good way. Okay. What they're going to do is they're going to say, oh my God, I gave her, the stocking and she jacked it up. That's what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? I don't want that on me. I don't. I prefer that you come out, for the customer to say, I wanted her to this, she wouldn't take the order. That's right. I wouldn't take the order. Okay. But you're not going to say that I jacked up something. All right. Or what you will say is, she messed it up, but she replaced it. Because I don't mind replacing stuff, because I actually do enjoy working on other people's products, because what it does is it expands my skill set. When the lady bought the bathrobe, I had to look at it and go, how am I going to do the placement on the bathrobe, right? So that to me was challenging. And I asked her, where did you buy the bathrobe? Oh, here goes Mello. So where did you buy the bathrobe? And then she came out and she said, let me move over here so he can see. Okay. So that way, where did you buy the bathrobe? That way I could replace it, right? So what, the lady's Target, not a problem. I will look it up at Target. I already know how much it costs. And yeah, it was a little expensive, but you know what? I was like, just do it. Just do it. Give it a shot and you'll be fine. You know what I'm saying? So, the thing is, that's just how I feel about it. So, problem customers, if you're new at this and stuff like that, don't stress yourself. Don't stress yourself. Just tell them, no, I can't at this time. I have too many orders, or, and I really need to focus on this. Maybe at another time. I had a lady that came to me. She was like, hey, I need you to embroider jackets. No, not now. I'll do it, but not during the Christmas holiday. I told you, you're going to have to wait till after the holidays. You're going to have to find somewhere else, because I got too many orders and I need to focus on those orders. I cannot focus on certain customs. I don't have help. It's just me, one person. And I actually work during the day. So it's not like I have all this time that I can sit there and try to figure things out and stuff like that. I was like, nope, absolutely not. So, don't be afraid to turn down orders. If you turn down orders, it doesn't mean that, that you're not good enough or anything like that. Okay. It means that you're going to do what makes you comfortable. Okay. You don't want to stress, especially during this time. Okay. So, the other thing, number 6, ask for help. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to reach out to your family members. Okay. I had 45 packages that I had to do in one day. Okay. That to me was when I got off work, and I was like, how the hell am I going to do the 45? So you know what I did? Picked up the phone and I called my girlfriend, my best friend Patty, and I was like, help, I need help. She's not crafty at all, but I was like, come here and I'll show you how to use that mug press. Okay. So I was in a simulate, I was printing out stuff, I was embroidering, and I showed her how to work that mug press. And between the two of us, we got those 45 orders done. And it was good. I mean, it was a long night. Okay. And, there was a couple of mugs that she messed up, but that's okay. I mean, mistakes happen, right? I mean, that's part of the game, right? So, because she was kind of like, oh my God, I messed. No big deal. It's just a mug. Okay. I got plenty of mugs. Just take another mug and press the other one. Okay. We just got to get 45. Once we get 45, we're golden. Okay. So don't be like, don't be afraid to reach out to family, friends, and whatever. Make a party out of it, because that's what me and my girlfriend did. She was down there. She was playing her jazz music. I was up here working on my embroidery machines and everything. And then when we had them all done, we went to Bar Louie and had some nice martinis and called it the night. So just have a good time. That's, ask for help. If you feel very, very overwhelmed, that's what your family and your friends are there for. Ask for it. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to number 7. Right when I was talking to you guys about inventory, it's remake your best sellers. you know what products really sell well, and you know what is very popular in your shop. And when you have those that are pretty popular, what you do is just make some extras and keep them in stock. That helps you fill orders faster. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that you go and you make 50 or 100 of them. I'm not saying that. What I usually do is I'll make 5 extra. I'll make 5 extra, put them away, okay? And then when I get down to my last one, then I'll turn that embroidery machine and I'll just pump out another 5 and then put them in the drawer. And then when those 5, when I get to the last one, I do the same thing, okay? So that's what I mean, because it kind of helps you a little bit, okay? Now you want to sit here? All right. So, you know, look at your products, and as years go by, you're gonna notice what sells and what doesn't. Okay, what sells, reproduce them, and but also know that what's selling today may not sell tomorrow too. Okay, because everything has its life, right? Everything has a lifespan. Okay, so it's like let me see. Let me give you an idea. Like, okay, let's take an example. Oh God, I'll probably outdate myself. Bell bottoms. Remember in the old days when everybody was wearing those jeans and they had those bell bottoms that flared out? Even though I think they made a comeback. Okay, everybody was wearing those bell bottoms. Or remember the shirts that had the little high the what was it? Shoulder pads. Okay, everybody was had those shirts, and we all looking like football players. I remember I had those, and the ruffle shirts and all that kind of stuff. Okay, there's a style and a time for everything. So just know that up front. At one moment, you can have an item that is like perfectly hot. It's big. It's the thing of the year. Okay, you are selling it like hotcakes. You may be able to continue to sell it maybe the year after. But there may be a time where that product, the popularity may end up slowing down because everybody now is starting to go somewhere else. Okay. Now they don't want the jeans that have the flare at the bottom. They don't want the bell bottom jeans. Okay. Now everybody's into the skinny jeans. Okay. Everybody's starving themselves and getting into them skinny jeans. Okay. I ain't starving myself. I ain't getting no skinny jeans. I want to look good in those skinny jeans because I actually like to eat. Okay. So anyway, but remake your best sellers, but at the same time, don't overdo it. Okay. And look at your best sellers, and then also try, when you have the downtime, when the season's over, look to see what sold well, what didn't sell at all, and start looking at new designs that you can create that maybe could be more popular next year. Okay, so that's some the that I wanted to mention. Number 8, control your work environment. What do I mean by that? Well, what I mean, this is how it is with me. Okay, for those of you guys don't know, and I don't think you guys ever know. And I don't think I ever shared this. Well, I didn't. I never shared it publicly, but hell, well, I'm sharing it today. I do have a learning disability. Okay, I can get distracted very, very, very easily. Okay, so I have to focus, and people even in my job sometimes don't know, because that's usually what I'll do is when I have a task, I'll take it and I kind of like huddle away somewhere in the office or something, so that I'm like no one's around me. Okay, so there's nobody talking around me or anything, and I can just focus on the policies and the procedures and everything that's in front of me, and I can analyze the data and all that kind of stuff. So that's how I kind of like work. Okay, when I come here, my husband kind of knows how I work and how my brain functions. So what he usually does is, like, when we're home and he knows I have to work on the shop, I mean, he's like so awesome, because it's like he does his thing. He knows not to disturb, because he calls it her zone. That's what he said. She's in her zone, so I gotta leave her. She gotta do her thing. which is like so cool. So it's like he'll go in the backyard and he'll sometimes even take Mello if he sees that Mello kind of starts distracting me in some way. He'll tell Mello, "Hey, come on, let's go outside." And he'll sit in the backyard with Mello, or he'll do his thing. He knows to like give me that space because he knows that I need that quiet. Now, I know that to you, you may think, well, Jeanette, you don't have quiet because you have the embroidery machines running. That noise doesn't bother me, but if I have the noise of the embroidery machines and then I have like a TV playing and people walking around, right? It kind of could distract me. So, to me, it's like I'm here, but I'm like very, very focused. Okay. So, no, I guess what I'm trying to say is control your work environment. If you have young kids, okay, you gotta understand that, when I remember Cardito when he was little, kids are kids, right? They're gonna want your attention, they want to come in and out of the room. You got to be careful that they don't touch something they're not supposed to touch and all that kind of stuff. So you may have to, at when I was going back and talking about scheduling your time, you may have to come out and say, okay, I have kids, I have young kids. I might have to wait till I put them to bed, and then I can turn on my machines and start working. Okay. And hopefully the machines don't wake them up and stuff like that. But I guess that's what I'm trying to say is you have to control your surroundings. Okay. Make sure that you are working in a space that is very, very comfortable for you. Okay. That you can really focus and you can actually just fill those orders. You're not really distracted or anything like that. What I really love about my husband is that he is not in my space, but he is kind of like in an earshot away. And it's really funny because I do notice that it's like he's doing his thing, but at the same time, he kind of like listening to my space. And like he'll hear me like if I'm working on something and like let's say the printer malfunctions. And then I go, oh shoot, the printer. And he hears that I'm upset about it because I'm like, ugh. So that's when he'll know the cue. So it's kind of like, he's a very good my husband's an engineer, so he's very, very good with the techie stuff and all that kind of stuff. He knows it inside out. So when he sees that I'm having problems on the technical side, like maybe the printer's not printing or my label printer's not printing or something, right? Or the internet's down or something like that, he'll come in quickly and he'll fix it, and then he like please he's like, he'll fix it. He's like, "You're good." And I'm like, "Yeah," and then he'll like, you know. So that's why it's kind of like I kind of love him because I do love I adore that man because it's like I feel like it's like we're like a really good team, I mean, it's like I always feel like he's got my back. So it's like he gives me my space because he knows how my brain my brain works. And it's like he kind of listens. He's kind of like an earshot away, so that when he knows I'm having problems, or even if he's in the backyard, he doesn't hear it. If I'm having problems and I'll text him and say printer's not working or something like that. I mean, he's like so awesome. It's like he'll put down his cigar or he'll do whatever, and then he just comes right in, he fixes it and stuff. He goes, "You good?" He'll just scoot away and stuff. So anyway, that's what I kind of mean about control your work environment. You want an environment where you're going to be very, very comfortable and where you're going to be able to flow and do your process and fill those orders without interruptions and really, 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 really focus. Okay. Because that's the thing. You want to focus. You could make mistakes. Okay. I've done it. I've made mistakes. Once I made a kitchen towel, personalized kitchen towel, spelling error. Oh, so bad. And I packaged it up and I sent it to the customer. And then the customer sent me the picture and I was like, oh, so not only did I redo the order, but I also refunded the money. I refunded the money for the simple fact that I kind of knew I screwed up, and I was like, here, just for free, don't worry about it. But you don't want to put the wrong label the wrong mailing label on the wrong package. You don't want, you don't want any misspellings. You want to make sure that you're sending the right product to the person. Okay. There's a lot of things that can go wrong, especially when you start getting multiple orders coming in at once. So you really want to be focused. So you got to control the environment in which you're working in. Okay. That is so, so important. Okay. So, all right. So number 9, and I think I already talked about that. Oh, no. Well, number 9, I talked about it, but let me give you another perspective. Not perspective. I mean perspective. Y'all know my English, okay? Let me give you another perspective, okay? Scheduling your work day. Make sure that when you are in your space, right? And you're focused, you're doing your thing, you are scheduling your process, your business process, okay? And I think I kind of told you this is that how I do it. I look at my orders and I go, okay, what is the simple orders that I can just get done right now and get them done. The other thing is setting up your files, and I kind of told you all this stuff already. Printing out your orders, setting up your files, packaging, organizing your packages and all that kind of stuff. Now, there is one thing though that I want to tell you guys, that through this whole thing, this is very important, because if you don't do this, it's gonna bite you in the behind next year when you start filling out your taxes. Okay, do not forget to do your administrative work. Now, what do you mean by that, Jeanette? Well, I'm gonna tell you what I mean by that. Okay, what I'm saying is, make sure that you are scheduling at least one day a week where you are going into whatever method you're using to track your spending, your driving, okay, your time and all that kind of stuff, because Uncle Sam's coming. Okay, remember, at the end of the year you close shop and then you're done for the calendar year 2022. So what happens? Okay, well, once you close for 2022, in 2023, you're going to be filing your taxes, and you're going to have to make sure that you can tell them how much you spent on supplies, how much you've done on sales, and all that kind of stuff. Uncle Sam is there, so you want to make sure that you got your book straight. All right, so that's what I mean about the administration stuff. You want to make sure that you uploaded all your receipts. You want to make sure that you have documented all of your expenditures on supplies, on your blanks and all that kind of stuff. If you had digitizing work that you had to get done, make sure you put those receipts in there. Because remember, every time you pay for digitizing, that is a business expense. All right. So do not forget your administrative stuff. Don't forget that. That is so, so super important, because if you don't do it at least once a month, what's going to happen is you are going to end up having to spend hours, and I'm talking hours, okay? Because you're going to have to go back all that time from the last time that you did your administrative work, and you're going to have to start inputting all that information in. That is going to get, that's not fun. It's the one part that I really hate about this whole thing. But I always told myself Fridays is my administrative day. So on Fridays, what I usually do is I go, okay, what did I do since last Friday? How much driving did I do? How much, how many supplies did I buy? How many sales did I make, locally and online? I track everything. And I make sure all my books are up to date every Friday. The reason why I like doing it that way is because on every Friday, I only spend about an hour or an hour and a half, okay, updating my books. If you don't do it on a weekly basis, what's going to happen is you're going to have to look all the time from the last time, and you're going to be doing this for probably 2, 3, 4, or probably a whole day. The other thing that I caution about not doing it on a weekly basis is you're going to forget things. You're going to forget about that drive that you made to Joann's. You're going to forget about the drive to go meet a customer. You're going to forget about the time you had to go to the post office to drop off those packages. Those are miles that you write down, that you get. Those are mileage that you use for your business that you get to write off. Okay. You may end up forgetting about that receipt you have in your pocket from when you went to Joann's to buy extra thread or to buy fabric to do applique or something. You know what I mean? So you don't want to forget things, because if you don't do it on a weekly basis, that's what most likely is going to happen. You're going to forget it. And sometimes some people will come out and say, oh, well, Jeanette, okay, so I forget one or two things. No, those one or two things cost money. Okay? That, care about your money. Care about your money. It's an expenditure. You got to write it off. You got to put it in your taxes. Every penny counts. So don't shrug it off. I don't, everybody knows. Drop a penny on the floor. That's right. Jeanette's going to pick it up. You don't want to pick it up? That's fine. I'm going to pick it up. I'm going to put it in my wallet, because when I go somewhere and they tell me what the price is and they tell me how much it is in change, you best believe I'm going to have the change to pay for it. Okay? Because I picked up that penny. Okay? So that's all I'm saying is don't forget the administrative stuff, because it can hurt you. It really can. So make sure that that becomes part of your schedule at least once a week. Okay? And, that way it's more comfortable. It's not something that you're, that's a pain in the butt. It is a pain in the butt, but then in a way it's not that bad, because what ends up happening is you're not spending the whole freaking day doing it, and you're not racking your brain. And you can be more organized too. Okay? You can be super more organized. So when it comes time to file your taxes, you have everything in the right category. You have all your receipts scanned. You have everything. You don't have to worry about it. And tax time can be, worry-free. Okay? So, guys, those were the 9 things that I had for you guys tonight and stuff. So, that I wanted to share with you guys. Because I know a lot of folks are like, oh, I'm going kind of crazy. How do you do it? Well, that is really how I do it, because that's really how I manage. That's and it seems to work for me. Okay, it really does seem to work for me. Now, did I know all this stuff from the very beginning when I started? Absolutely not. Learned just like everybody else through trial and error, because that's just how life works. Okay, so when you are like doing something and oops, it ain't working, so what? That's how it is. Just pick yourself up and you'll find another way. What's important is you don't give up. You don't give up, and trust me, as time goes on, you're going to get better. You're going to get better. I'm not at 100%. I don't consider myself at 100%. I mean, I am doing okay, and I'm doing well. I mean, my son's not in the street yet, okay? So I've been able to pay for his dorm, because that's what all this does. Everything I do, my Etsy shop, YouTube channel, all that stuff, that helps me to pay for my son's dorm while he's in college, okay? Because like I said in the past, I saved enough for his tuition, okay? But I did not think that Carlito would want to go to VCU, but he did, okay? I mean, I was kind of like hoping that, well, not that hoping, I guess I kind of thought that he was going to do like I did when I went to college. I stayed with my parents, okay, because I was like dirt cheap. I mean, my sister went away to college. I didn't. I stayed with my parents, and I paid cash for my college education. If I could not afford to go to school full time, I worked and I saved the money, and I went part time, and I saved the money until I could go to school full time. I paid for my associates and my bachelor's cash. Okay, it took me a little longer than my sister to graduate, but paid cash. My master's, I got that for free. Okay, my job paid for that, so I was like, whoo! And then I was going to work on my PhD, and then when I started, but what ended up happening was my husband brought up a very good point. He was like, okay, Jeanette, it's going to be $90,000 to get your PhD. And I was like, yeah. And he goes, okay, so how are you, is it going to be worth it? Do you see 90,000 coming back to you? You know? So when he put it that way, I kind of looked at it as, you know what, you're kind of right. So I decided to just get the advanced degree and then just not continue the PhD because I was like, no, I don't, and I'm very late in my career. I'm going to retire in 3 years, so I don't really see it as a cost benefit. I didn't see the return of investment for that, so I was just like, okay. And I was actually gonna, I wanted to get the PhD in strategic leadership, but I just did the advanced degree, and I just said I'm good with that. But I did not take out any student loans, and I did stay with my parents while I was in college through my bachelor's. So I was thinking my son was going to do the same thing, but he wants to get in the medical field. So VCU is actually the best place for that because they have a medical school and all that kind of stuff. So he chose to go to VCU. VCU's in Richmond. He needs a dorm. There is no way that my son is going to be able to drive from Haymarket to Richmond every day to go to class. So I did not save that money for the dorm. So I had to actually oh, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that, Meg 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 you pets. I appreciate that. Thank you. But yeah, but this is to help for his cost. So I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay because Carlito is still got a roof over his head. Okay, so he's okay. He's not homeless or anything. He'll never be homeless and stuff. But he's doing fine. He's got 1 year left, hopefully. We're hoping for a graduation next not this year, not 2024. Hopefully he'll walk that stage, get his bachelor's, and then me and him have to talk about, okay, what do you want to do? Because I think he's going to have to go to a physical therapy school. I'm not sure if he's going to do it here while he's home here or if he wants to venture out. And if he wants to venture out, then I'm going to have to be like, doesn't look like I might retire in 3 years. I don't know. We'll see. But we'll figure it out. We're going to figure it out. No matter what happens, I know we're going to be fine. I'm a firm believer that in life, if you work hard and you just stay focused, you'll get there. You may not get there as quickly as you may want to, but you'll get there. The thing is to reach that end goal. That's what I usually focus on. So anyway, guys, I kind of got on a little tangent, didn't I? I think I did. Anyway, guys, I really hope you guys appreciate all that. And as always, I just want to say hi to all you guys on the super chat, because if you guys have questions or something like that, I want to make sure I address them, because as always, I like to help everybody. So, I just want to make sure that I got everybody any questions and stuff like that, and even say hi to you guys and everything. I see Miriam, I see Judy, Robin, hey Jane, how are you? Hey Tanya, I see Marlene, crafty Puerto Rican. Hey Michelle, how you doing? She said, first time being able to catch a live from the beginning. Oh, that's awesome. Hey Jane, how you doing? Oh, good. I guess the sound check and everything was fine. Oh, I'm sorry, Mello. I almost stepped on him. Oh, he's giving me that evil eye. I don't know if you guys can see. Look at that evil eye. I'm sorry. I didn't know you were there. Oh, I almost stepped on him. Oh, sorry, boo-boo. Okay. So, hey, let's see. Hey, Char girl. How you doing? I see Christine, Eartha. Hey, Patricia. I see Gail, Deborah. Hey, Miss Max. Hey, Deborah. Hey, Sassy, Isabel and Company. Let me see. I just don't know how you do this. Miss Max, well, I'll tell you another secret. Café Bustelo helps, okay? My coffee, but Café Bustelo, okay? That's like that and sugar. And you just gotta keep going and stuff. And I'm gonna tell you something, Miss Max. I will tell you this. I mean, for those of you guys who don't know, I was a single mom raising my son, and I lived here in Virginia by myself with my son. No family, no nothing. Okay. So, I mean, I kind of like ran the home like a military facility because I had to. So it was like 3 o'clock in the morning. I was up. Carlito was at daycare at 5:30. I was at the bus stop at 6. Started work at 7. Got off at 3. At the bus stop 3:30. Picking up Carlito from daycare at 5. Dinner, homework, bath, bed. Do it all over again the next day. And any friends that I had while I was raising Cardi, they all knew that I had a rule. It was like Monday through Thursday. You don't bother me, okay? You had to be dying if you had to bother me, okay? And that's the case. Then fine, I'll help you out if it was a dire need. But I had to be focused. And the thing is too is I guess I was just like, it's funny, I think about it sometimes now and I'm like, wow, how the hell did I do that? Okay. Like I remember I was one of those, and I know it's bad, but I was the one that everybody hated at work because I would show up sometimes sick. And when I showed up at work sick, I would tell people right away, I'm sick, stay away from me. I don't want to get anybody sick. They're like, why do you come to work sick? And I'm like, because I am all my son has. So my sick days is for my son, for when he's sick. Okay, not for when I'm sick. I don't get sick days. He gets the sick days. Okay. And it's true because when my son was sick, I didn't have a grandma or anybody to help me. Okay, so it's like if daycare called me and I had to pick him up, I had to do whatever I had to do, haul ass and get my son, take him to the doctor or whatever. So, yeah, so Miss Max, I mean, how I do it, I mean, I just do it. I don't think about it, I don't complain about it, I just do it. And the way I look at it is I'm like, it's gotta get done. It's gotta get done. So, and that's just how I do it. Even at work, when somebody gives me a task, it's like it's gotta get done. That's it. Just focus on it. Just focus on it and get it done. Sometimes you're gonna have a roadblock, like, okay, that's fine. We got a little roadblock going on over here. So let's see how we can resolve it so we can keep going. That's how I mean, I know I get on a lot of people's nerves, I'll tell you. And some of the people at work, if they were here, they'd probably be like, oh yeah, she get on your nerves. Because I'm just one of those that I'm like, okay, I see a problem. So how are we gonna resolve this so we can keep going? Let's keep going. Because you gotta meet the task. We got a goal. Let's get there. So you just gotta keep going and stuff. Let me see. Judy said Jeanette and Nancy has special powers. My sister is a lot like me like that. Judy, I think you are right because my sister is very like that. And you know what? My sister has more challenging because her son is autistic. So, you know, it's very difficult because autistic people with autism, they're all about routine. They're all about routine. So it's like nothing can change because it can throw off their mood and all that kind of stuff. So she is, her thing is she got a career. She's also got her own channel as well. She doesn't run a business like I do. She doesn't have as even though she started the Etsy, but she doesn't have anything on it. And I kind of understand why, because she's like, what time do I have? She really doesn't have the time. And she was in Florida, and my parents are they're really up there. My mom and dad are in their 80s right now. They're like in their late 80s. Are they in their late 80s? I think mom turned 85, and I think my dad is 83, something like that. So, they're kind of up there. So it's like, she kind of, she lives 20 minutes away from them. So she visits them often, make sure they're okay. And thankfully, though, my parents are pretty okay on the healthy side. They seem okay. They're very self-sufficient and all that kind of stuff. But the thing is, you still got to check on them, right? Make sure they're okay. So she goes there every week to make sure mom and dad are all right. and stuff, even though, and I call because I'm in Virginia, there's only so much I can do. So, I like to call my mom every week, and sometimes I'll bother her, and I know this is mean, but I kind of bother her. Sometimes I'll pick a fight with her, and then she gets mad at me, and I tell her, oh, I just want to get your blood going, get your blood going and everything. Stuff like that. She gets kind of mad. And then Nancy kind of tells me, you need to leave mom alone. But I'm like, she'll be all right. The old lady's fine. So, I just but Nancy is a go-getter. She's very, very focused, and she's kind of the same and stuff. Hey, Mad Designs, how are you? Hey, Danny. Have you ever almost put your hand below the needle because you didn't pay attention? No, Danny. No, 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 no. This is what you do, and I'm gonna show you the secret. This is what you do. Okay? Here, let me show you. Get yourself this. Okay? The next time you go out and you have some Chinese food, ask them for chopsticks. Ask for chopsticks. Take the chopsticks, keep them by your machine. Whenever you need to fix something underneath the needle and all that stuff, use this. Use this, and you use this to smooth it out and everything like that. That way, if the needle has to hit something, let it hit the stick, because you need your fingers. Okay, you need your fingers, and trust me, it'll hurt. Not that it never happened to me, but I've seen some pictures of the needle going through some people's fingers. Not a pretty sight. And even though some of them say, "Oh, it's okay, my finger's okay," well, you know what? I don't want to feel it. I don't want to try it. Okay, chopsticks will save your life. I'm telling you. And you know what? If you don't want the cheap ones that you get from the restaurant, then go and get some pretty ones. Get some nice ones. They got some really nice ones. Okay, keep them in your sewing room. Trust me, Danny. It'll save your fingers. I tell you, it'll save your fingers. So no, that has not happened to me because I use these. So make sure you use them too. Use a stick, pencil, pen. Well, don't use a pen, because if something happens to the pen and then the ink, it starts to spill. No. This is the best. I'm telling you. I tell people to do this all the time. I really do. Hey, Chocolate Woman, where's the supervisor? No, he right now has left because I think he's mad at me because I almost stepped on him and stuff. But he was here earlier and stuff. Let's see. Hey, Iris, how are you? 47 watching, 14 likes. Hit the like button, guys. If you really like the information I'm sharing, please hit the like button, and please consider subscribing also and stuff like that, because trust me, I'm gonna keep doing this. I like doing these on Fridays. I really look forward to our time together. I am trying really hard. I know it says Embroidery Happy Hour, but if you really think about it, technically, I did give you all the tips within the hour. Okay, the other half is just me saying hi to you guys and making sure that I address any kind of questions or concerns that you guys have in the chat. Okay, so yeah. But if you like the videos and stuff, you like the content that I shared, please hit the thumbs up. I really would appreciate that, because it helps the channel a lot. It really does. And so, let me see. Hey, Gail, how you doing? Oh, everybody looks forward to our Fridays. I do too. I really do. Hey, Moonlight White, how you doing? Hey, Evelyn. I enjoy Fridays. I catch her live because she's a breath of fresh air. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Even the tape versions give you a sense of peace watching, and especially her work. Ah, Mad Design, thank you. I appreciate that. So I really do. I really enjoy helping you guys and sharing, my experiences, and also like what I learned, because I just feel that by doing that, it really does help you guys out. And the thing is also is I also find that sometimes people, when I don't want, I guess, let me see, how am I going to say this? All right. I don't want people out there to get the perception that everything in life is easy, that you're not going to have bumps in the road, and that you're not going to make mistakes and stuff like that. I don't want folks to think that everybody out there is like super perfect, superman, superwoman, whatever, okay? We all go through this. And I like sharing even the bad. I even like sharing the bad. I really do. Because that's how we learn. That's how you learn. You learn from each other and stuff like that. So I'm really glad that you like the content that I'm putting out and stuff. Hey, Burnett. Oh, Burnett Taylor, I do owe you some information because I believe you had asked about who made my logo, and Winston is the gentleman that made my logo. Please send me a message to Facebook, and I will get you Winston's information because I did reach out to him, and he said that he wouldn't mind working on your logo. So if anybody needs help, like an artist or something like that, just so you guys know, the gentleman that I hired to do my logo, he is he's right now a freshman at VCU. He's a neighbor of mine. He's an artist, and he's really, really good. I'm not even gonna say kid because he's a man. He was a kid when I first met him, but he's grown now. They grow up so fast. So he is at VCU. He's an artist. And let me tell you, his artwork is really like, he's good. This he's really, really, he's I could see him doing well. So yeah, so I already have like talked with him, and he is going to be working. I just want him to work on my stuff. I don't, I'm not even looking at other artists. I just, I already told Winston, you're my guy. Okay. So every year I want to change the logo to my channel and my shop. I want to add a new one. Like the first year that I started, it was like me with the Puerto Rican flag and a single needle machine. Now it's me with a Puerto Rican flag and a multi needle machine. I want to start working on the third because I want to create a new logo every year. And he has the most like great, great, he's like a visionary. I mean, he's really, really good. So anyway, yeah, so I'm gonna have Winston work on my stuff again and stuff, but he's really, really good. Mix-ups are so real. Oh yeah, and I mix up a lot because we're human, okay? Hey Nana, how you doing? Oh, Southern New Jersey. I grew up in New York City. Hey Rita, how you doing? Hey Patricia. I see Shirley. Let's see. Hey Debbie. And so hey Leslie, how are you? Hi Pretty Eyes. Um, oh hey Miss Max. I just learned this week some orders you have to say thank you, but no thank you. Yes, Miss Max, it's true. And yeah, and that's the other thing too. Don't seriously, guys. I mean, I do turn down orders. I turn down orders a lot of times. Okay. I mean, sometimes I will say this is to me, this is something I like to do. I like to do, I like to have fun with it. Okay. I don't ever want to feel like I've gotten taken advantage of. So if I feel that the person that needs the embroidery is trying to take advantage of me, absolutely not. I don't deal with it. I'm just not going to deal with it because the way I look at it is no, this is just not going to happen. Okay. You can look for another fool, but this one's not it. Okay. That's just how I see it. All right. I don't, if I see that the job is way too complicated, or it's just not something that I'm just at this moment in the mood to do, or it's something that I don't feel confident or that I can replace, like I was saying before, that I can't replace it, I'll say no. I say no because that is the one thing that I like, is that when you're doing this, you're in control. This is your space. This is your world. This is what you like to do and you feel comfortable in. You want to feel good all the time, not sometimes, all the time. Okay. So you should want to work with people that you know are going to appreciate you and your skill. Okay. Because I like to use the word skill because a lot of times people say, oh, it's just a craft. Well, yes and no. It's a craft, but at the same time, it's a craft that you have to excel at. So it really does become a skill set, all right? Because you got to know what you're doing when it comes to embroidery, all right? You got to know what stabilizer you use when, what needle to use when, what type of thread to use and when. Okay, you got to know about the different fabrics. So there's a lot of knowledge that goes into it. Okay, and a lot of times people don't know that. They really don't. They just think you just stick it in the machine, you turn it on, and you're good to go. It doesn't work like that. So yeah, I mean, Miss Max, I mean, I have said no to lots of people. Sometimes, it was because I didn't feel comfortable doing the project or I just wasn't in the mood. Or, there are times too that I need to rest also. Okay. I can't just be all over the place all the time. I'm a person, I'm a human. Okay. There's going to be days that I'm going to want to sit on my deck with my hubby, with Fred, and have a glass of wine. I want to do that too. I like wine. So, I mean, I like to have my weekends, with my husband. I happen to love my husband. I adore that man. So it's like, I want to spend time with him. I don't want to just like be stuck in here all the time, even though I love this too. But I actually enjoy spending time with my husband. I love having conversations with him and joking with him and having a good time. So it's like, you have to sometimes say no. You have to know what's important to you. And at the same time, there have been times when I said no because either the person's nasty or I know the person's just trying to get over. Okay, because there are going to be people that are like that. Okay, I did have someone that reached out to me and they shared with me that the person wanted her to do 100 towels and only wanted to be charged $5 per towel. So what I told her, what she needed to tell him. Because he said that he found someone else that said they would do it for $5 a towel. So I told her that there was a time when someone reached to me about 100 sweatshirts that they wanted me to embroider. And I gave her the quote, okay? And I told her I would need a week. You'll have it in a week. This is how much it's going to cost for 100 sweatshirts to embroider. And you know what she told me? She goes, "Oh, I could get it cheaper somewhere else." And I said, "Well, then good for you. Go get it cheaper somewhere else. Let them go. Let them go." Because the way I looked at it is, I know my value. I know my worth. I'm not going to allow you to lowball me or anything or try to guilt me or put me in some kind of corner. I was like, shoot, ain't nobody in this house gonna miss a meal. I was like, no. So I kind of like told her, I said, you know, don't do it. Don't let people devalue you. So, when I see that people are like that, um, I just shoo them away. I do because I just don't. Life is short. Life is very, very short. And to me, it's very important about the people that I surround myself with. So the negativity, I ain't got time for it. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that if you have a problem, I'm not going to be there. I'll be there. But the thing is that I'm not going to allow someone to mess up my space. Okay. And I'll tell you, people will try to do that. They will be like, "Oh, you do embroidery? Oh, okay." And next thing you know, they're going to try to hustle you. They're going to try to take advantage of you. And then, it's going to be very upsetting sometimes when you find out that you thought you had a friend, okay? Someone, and then all of a sudden you see they're trying to hustle you. Now, I had one like that, which to me, I was like, I ain't lose no friendship because to me, that's not friendship, okay? But I have a lot of friends that I'll do it for them for free. But the thing is, they don't care. They're paying. And like my girlfriend Patty, when she sees something, she don't even ask me if she'll just go on Etsy and she'll actually place an order on Etsy like everybody else. Pay the full price, pay the shipping and everything. Meanwhile, I'm like, you see each other every day, and I'm like, damn, Patty, you could have just told me, I would have did it for you. She goes, nope, nope, I'm paying what I'm supposed to pay. And that, to me, I gotta be honest with you, to me, that's a good friend, because that means that she really values and respects what I do. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be very weary about that. There's gonna be people out there that they're gonna try to hustle you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you, just fight for you. Fight for you. I'm serious. Don't allow people to try to devalue what you do. If you know embroidery really good, if you got a good skill set, make sure you're getting paid for it. Make sure that you're getting paid for it, that you're getting what you want for it, not what they want to pay you, what you want, what you feel you deserve. Seriously. Because then it's not, to me, what's going to end up happening is you're not going to feel good about yourself. You're not going to feel good. What's going to happen is you're going to feel like you got taken advantage of. That's what you're going to feel. And it's not a good feeling. It really isn't, you know? So it's like, try to avoid that. Really try to avoid that. So when you have orders like that and people are like iffy or little attitude or something like that, just a little bit of attitude that you kind of like sense, just shoo them away. Shoo them away. You would have a better time getting a blank and embroidering something for a family member or a real good friend and giving it to them as a gift. And you'll feel more appreciated than if you were to embroider something for someone who tried to undercut you and try to devalue you. It ain't worth it. It's not. It's not worth it at all. Hey, Jenny, I had that hiccup happen to me last week. I know what you mean. Yeah. Hey, Sandra. I know it's me, your Canadian pig. No, you are not a Canadian pig. And do not worry, I will get you your gift, Sandra. I will. Can you touch on how you manage your time with working? Many of us have full-time jobs as well. And you do so much with the channel and work. How do you organize your time? I think I touched up on that. What you really have to do though is you really just gotta schedule. You gotta schedule, just stay focused. Okay. And this is the other thing too. Don't overwhelm yourself. Okay. Even if you want to do something, don't beat yourself up if you are doing something or you had plans to do something and then you just didn't get to it. It happens. It's life. That's what it's called, life. Sometimes things happen. Okay. Sometimes what'll happen is I'll make a list. I'll make a whole list, and then I'll say, okay, Jeanette, when I get home from work, I want to do a video on this. I want to do a video on that, and then I got to embroider this. I got to do this. And then I got to set up the topic for embroidery hour, this, that, whatever. And then when I get home, I'll do like maybe one or two, and then the other three I couldn't do. So you know what I do? I say, okay, that's fine. You know what? Tomorrow's another day. That's it. Tomorrow's another day. Because what are you going to do? Cry about it? Get upset about it? Get depressed about it? Why? I mean, tomorrow's another day. So tomorrow you do the other three. That's all. You take your time, you organize, you focus, schedule your time, okay? And be flexible. Just be flexible. It's okay. Let's see. I guess everybody saw Mello. I see Robin, Jenny. Hey, Nadia. Hey, Sarah. How you doing? Oh, Angela said, totally off topic, Jeanette. Okay. When you embroider towels and napkins, okay, how much of the tearaway do you remove? I try to remove as much as possible, but it's tedious. I realize it will go away in the wash. Just do the outer portion, Angela. It's okay. That's what I usually do. Like usually when I have like the medallion, right, that is just a circle, I'll just do the outer portion. You don't have to take out every little piece of the tearaway. You really don't. Because like you said, it's gonna come out of the wash. Just try to take out the outer part, the big pieces. Just take out the big pieces, the little pieces, I don't even worry about. That's what I usually do. Hey Marco, how you doing? Hey J Love. Bell bottoms are back. I'm tuck fixed, That's what you know what? Since you said bell bottoms are back, so if you have a design that's hot and then it's not hot next year, hold on to it. Because if the bell bottoms came back, your design might come back too. You never know. So Jeanette, you have the most informative lives and videos. Thank you so. Oh, thank you, Olive. I appreciate it. I'm glad that you guys are really enjoying. I want to always make every Friday that we get together that I get to teach you something or share something with you guys. That's really my whole goal because I really want you guys to always learn and stuff like that. So that's important to me. And the thing is too is I learn from you guys also. So hey Nadia, your speech hiccups are cute. You know what I mean? I sure do know what you mean. You know what I mean. You guys know I speak Spanglish. I keep telling my mom, you messed me and my sister up because we learned Spanish, right? And when I didn't learn English till I started school, kindergarten. So when I got started kindergarten, I didn't know what he was saying around me because we only spoke Spanish at home. And when I got home, I could only speak Spanish. The only time we weren't allowed to speak Spanish was if someone visited us and they didn't know Spanish. Because my mom was like, no, you don't talk Spanish in front of people that don't know Spanish because that's rude. You never want someone to feel uncomfortable that they can't be part of the conversation, or you don't want people to think that you're talking about them behind their back. It's not a nice thing to do, okay? So that was my mom's rule. It was like you speak Spanish all the time. The only time we were allowed to speak English was if someone was visiting us and they didn't know Spanish. So yeah, so it kind of like messed me and my sister up because sometimes it's like I don't know, my words come out like messed up, and stuff. Hey, Miss Hennings, how you doing? Thank you for mentioning Administration Day. Yeah, administration. I'm telling you, pick a day and pick a time, and then focus on that. Do it religiously once a week because I'm telling you, I mean, and I don't even recommend doing it once a month. I really don't. You know why? Because the thing is, you're going to forget. You're going to forget about that drive to Joann's. You're going to forget about the drive to Walmart. You're going to forget things. I think to me, a whole week is good enough. It's a long enough period where you're not doing the administrative stuff all the time, but it's long enough where you can most likely remember everything that you did that week that you got to report in QuickBooks or whatever software you're using to track all your expenses, your driving, and everything like that. So I really think that that's really important. And Megaplex, thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate that. Espero que pronta programa para los cámaras ya casi también. I'm gonna have to use the Spanish thing because I know how to speak Spanish. I just never learned how to read or write it. I'm gonna blame that on mommy and poppy too. I'm gonna blame that on my parents and stuff. When I get off here, my mom will probably call me and yell at me and stuff. She goes, I can't believe you blame everything on me. Hey Debbie, how you doing? Oh, night. Megapet. Hey Annette, how are you? You're welcome. I'm glad you enjoyed the information and stuff. Hey Monica. Hey Peggy. Oh, working on a project. Hey, my sister's on. Hey Nancy, how you doing? And for those of you that don't know, my sister's channel is Gifts HQ. She's in the chat and she does her lives every Saturday at noon. Her lives are a lot of fun, okay? Because she tests you. In the beginning, you got to be there exactly 12, okay? And she starts her live with questions, little quiz questions, where, she like puts a question on there, and then you have to like guess it. You have like 30 seconds, and then she'll show the right answer. But it is really a lot of fun, okay? I think I've gotten about maybe 4 right, something like that. But Robin, who's in our chat tonight, I think she's like the queen. Okay, I think she's leading because she's like, she gets most of them right. I mean, it's like, I don't know where the heck Nancy gets these questions from, but it is a lot of fun. So if you guys aren't doing anything on Saturday at 12, I would turn it on and stuff, and you guys would see it's a lot of fun. And she shares a lot of good information. She's mostly on knitting, quilting, and she also does sewing also. And she does a little bit of embroidering as well and stuff. Hey Veronica, how you doing? How old is your son? My son is 22. I say he's 22 going on 50. Let me stop now. He's 22, but he will always be a baby to me. Always. Which in a way I could kind of like glad in a way that he's in Richmond, because you know how mothers are, and stuff. So and he's my only child. So, but yeah, I do okay though. I'm okay. It's just, I do worry a lot of stuff, and I do miss him a lot and everything. But yeah, he's 22 years old, and he's on his 3rd year of college. And yeah, it's like, whew. Oh, Nancy just got back from the Special Olympics function. And so, and for those of you guys don't know, my sister, she's very, very heavily involved in the Special Olympics. She's been doing that for years. She has been doing that for years. The swim teams and all that kind of stuff and everything. So, yeah, you guys think I'm busy. I mean, she's the same too. She works full time. She does the Special Olympics and stuff. And then she also has her own channel as well. So, where did you get the nice chopsticks from? Oh, J-Lo, supermarket. Go to your local supermarket and stuff. I don't know if they have the supermarket that I got these from, and you know what? You could even get them on Amazon. If you type chopsticks on Amazon, you'll see really cute ones. But check out the prices though, because you don't want to overpay. Okay, so if you go to the supermarket, these are really cute ones. I like this one. This is my favorite. See how, because I like the plaid. See how that's cute, But yeah, if you go to the supermarket, sometimes they have really nice wooden chopsticks. Try Walmart. Walmart might have some nice chopsticks too and stuff like that. Yeah, but just get a nice little pair that you keep on your sewing room. That way you don't have to mess up your fingers and stuff like that. Yeah. And so let me see where else. And so, oh yeah, and yeah. And Herman, which is Nancy's son, he's 21. And he's gonna turn 22 because he's a December baby. There's 3 months difference between Nancy's son and my son and stuff. So yeah. Hey Pixel X. Hey Monica, how you doing? I would like your okay. Monica Barlow, oh shoot, I know his name is Winston. What I will do, you know what I'm gonna do on Facebook? I'll put his information out there on the Facebook group that we have, okay? In case anybody is interested in getting like a logo and stuff done by Winston and everything, because I'm sure he won't mind and stuff, because he is very, very good and stuff. Let's see. So I'll put Winston's info out there. Hey Liliana, how you doing? I know Liliana's been real busy too. And stuff. And for those of you guys that don't know Liliana, who is in Grow Print Now, She has a YouTube channel also, and she's all about embroidery. She has been embroidering for over 20 years. This has been her bread and butter for 20 years. I mean, and she knows her stuff. I mean, this lady knows her stuff. I really appreciate it too, because she actually calls me sometimes and helps me. Last time she called me, she was helping me with my Instagram, which, I mean, she was able to get me, but now I like forgot everything, so I gotta relearn it. But I know it'll get there. I really do kind of suck in the social media stuff, like the TikTok and all that kind of stuff. I really gotta learn that stuff and everything. And I know Liliana was trying to help me last time and stuff, but yeah. Let me see. Hey, Miss Parker, how you doing? Hey, Jenny. Love watching you, Jeanette. Oh, thank you. Um, you provide us important information, helps us. I want to start my embroidery. I only do a little bit. Just do a little bit at a time, Jenny. I'm telling we all start little. We all start little. Nobody starts big in the beginning. I mean, I started little too, even with the channel. I remember a friend of mine, we were at work, and I said, I'm gonna start a YouTube channel. And she was like, how many subscribers do you have? And I was like, 2. He's like, me and Frank, 2. And then she was like, oh, and then she went on the YouTube and she goes, now you got 3. And I said, oh, okay. So you never, I mean, we all start small. We all start small. And when I first started the Etsy shop, oh my God, Etsy shop was like, ugh, it was like, oh boy, my listings looked crappy, my pictures looked crappy. But as time goes on, little by little, you fix it. You fix it and you start to learn a little more, and you learn how to do your listings better, and you learn how to do the right tags on your listings. You learn how to take better pictures. You learn how to make your shop more attractive. Just like embroidering, as you start to embroider more and more and more, you start to learn how to be better at it, how to use the right stabilizer, the types of the threads and all that kind of stuff. It all takes time. Okay, so you're going to start little, but that's fine. As time goes on, you're going to get better. So I wouldn't, don't worry about that. And so you'll get there. And then Jenny, before you know it, you probably be big time. You probably be on Forbes magazine, the cover. You never know. So let me see. Do you have a harbor freight in your area? Get good things for crafting. I don't know. I never heard of a harbor freight, Veronica. So I'll have to check into that and stuff. Hey Eve, how you doing? Oh, Nancy's bragging about Herman and stuff. For those of you guys that don't know, Herman is which was her son. He's the state champion for swimming and for stand-up paddleboarding. It's my nephew. Parents have to brag. We gotta brag and stuff. Hey Jenny. Yes, the plaid is really cute. Yeah, I like the plaids. The plaids are really cute. I like these. And they come in a pack. I think when I bought these, it came in a pack of like 8 of them, something like that. So, um, let's see. Oh, Eve said, do you hoop board? Okay, your hoop board. Can you use that on a 4x4 and a 5x5 hoops? Where did you get that? Yes, Eve, I do. I have 2 types of hooping stations. Okay, I have one for the multi-needle machines. I also have a hooping station for a single needle machine. So if you look on my channel, you'll see a hooping station. I think I called it in-depth review of the hooping station for an SC1900. That's for the single needle machines. And I do have a review on this one. And this one, I do have extensions on it. So I get to, I can use this with my 8 by 13. I can use it with my 8 by 9 hoops and my 5 and a 5 by 5 hoops. And I don't have a 4 by 4. Even though I'm wondering if I should get one. But no, I the smallest hoop that I have is a 5 by 5, and I even that's to me seems to work for logos and all that kind of stuff and everything. So yeah, but I use the Mighty hoops. Um, I like those hoops. I think they are expensive. They're on the expensive side, but they are very good quality. They are very, very good quality. It's an American company, and I like them. And, I did get in touch with the owner of the company, and um, you're able to get free shipping it from them, but you have to call them directly. And if you give them, I think it's the code Boricua Sewing, something like that. I don't get a commission or anything like that, but we all can get free shipping. So but you have to call them because these items are heavy. They are heavy. The stations are very, very heavy, and the shipping can be expensive. So what I would recommend doing is go online, look at the ones that you want, see how much that shipping is going to cost. If it's going to cost too much, then go on our Facebook group. On there, I have the information of the phone number that you call and what you do, and talk to the guy, and they'll send you the stuff, and you don't have to pay for the shipping. Because I spoke with somebody, and they said the shipping was like over $20, and to me, I'm like, why pay the $20 if you don't have to? Because those $20, you could be using that to pay for a stabilizer or thread or something else that you need. You know what I'm saying? So, just something to put out there. But it's Mighty Hoops. They're very, very good quality. They really are. They are on the pricey end though. I will tell you. So when you go to the website and you see them, you're gonna be like, "Ooh," But what I recommend is buy what you need now, and you can build your supply as needed, because that's what I did. I bought one, and then when I could afford, then I bought another one, another size, and then I built my inventory that way. Little by little. you know it's doing it all at once, unless you got the money. If you got the money, then okay, you're good. But a lot of us, we it's expensive. This is an expensive skill. It really, really is. So to me, it's like, just build your not inventory. I guess inventory of hoops or whatever. But I guess what I'm trying to say is build your stuff. You guys know what I mean by stuff. Just build, do it little by little. So don't try to get into too much debt right now, because we don't like that. We like to save our money, right? Yes. So just do it that way. You buy little by little, and you'll be fine and stuff. Oh, and Home Depot, see, and yep, Walk by Faith. Home Depot has a work table that most crafters use as cutting and sewing. And that's the other thing too. Tools. There you go. Thank you, Liliana. Your embroidery tools. As you build your tool set, okay, just do it little by little. And before you know it, then you'll be good. Okay. And stuff. But Walk by Faith, she talks about Home Depot and stuff. When you guys are looking for like furniture and stuff like that for your oh my, got another sale. Okay, I don't have to wait for tomorrow. Okay, so you know how you guys like you're looking for furniture and all that kind of stuff and everything. You know, don't to me, don't go after the real fancy stuff. Okay. I kind of wish, I'm talking to you guys through my MacBook, but if you guys were to see this MacBook, and right here, the table that I'm talking to you guys on, this is actually a folding table that I bought for $50 from Costco. It's the one that you fold it up and you take it to a park and you open it up for picnics, okay? Like a picnic table. So I just got the big one and I just opened it up, and this is where my computer is sitting at, and actually my Juki sewing machine is sitting on it too, along with other supplies and everything like that. Don't get the fancy stuff. Just get what works. Get what works for what you need and for your pocket. You know, when you make the millions of dollars, then go get the fancy stuff. And who knows? After you make the millions of dollars, you probably wouldn't care. You probably be like, "Hey, it works. Just keep using it till it drops," and stuff. So, our Ching started the same time. We got more orders to fulfill. So Lily, I guess Lily got more orders too. Yeah, I got my orders mostly I notice come at night. And I think that's probably because people are working, and then when they come home, that's when they start searching for what they're gonna get for Christmas and stuff. So when I wake up in the morning, I'm kind of like, okay, I got all this stuff. So then what I'll do is, all right, so when I come home from work, all those orders I have to fill up so that I can take to the post office the next day. So yeah. So yeah, we let's see. You love your generous spirit. Well, everybody should have a generous spirit. That's what I say. I think there's enough ugly in this world, you know, which is why I kind of like tell people, I don't do ugly. So that's why it's like if I see someone's like negative or just I just look at it as, they got problems, they got issues, and I'm not gonna let their issues be my issues and stuff. Even like some people, even like when I go to work and stuff, like sometimes people know information, but they don't want to share it, and then they get mad at me because I kind of like make fun of them, and I go, well, how come you didn't share it? What is it? It's a secret? What's the secret? You know? And then they get mad. They're like, because I know they're probably thinking, you, you know. Because I'm like, what's the secret? What is it a secret? You don't can't share it? I'm like, oh God. Maybe why I know what it is, because you want to look like the smartest person in the room. But to me, you don't look like the smartest person in the room. You just look like the biggest jerk in the room. That's what you look like to me. So I don't know. So I think people need to have a more generous spirit, and people need to be able to work with other people and help people. I don't know why. I don't know. Some people just are like that. But when they are, I kind of just my tendency is to just stay away from people like that, because to me, it's like, it's not a good way to be, or at least that's not how I want to be. That's not my choosing and stuff. So anyway, guys, I think I got everything in the chat, and I feel good. I think I did, even though, let me see. Okay, 10 o'clock. Well, I know. I did give you guys the information the first hour, and then the second hour is really just chit-chatting and stuff like that and stuff. But I really just wanted to share that information because I know we're in the middle of the holidays. I know everybody's probably like feeling the, for those that are getting a lot of orders, I'm sure that you guys are probably like overwhelmed. And I'm sure there's probably some of you also that probably are not getting that many orders and are probably starting to feel a little discouraged. And my thing is, don't feel discouraged. It's not a bad thing. It really, really isn't. If you're starting out, you're starting out. Everything happens in time. Okay, what's important is that you don't give up, and that you just keep at it and keep at it and keep at it. You're eventually going to find your niche. You will find it, okay? The niche is different for everybody. Everybody has their own thing, and you're going to find yours, okay? So you just got to be passionate about it, and you just got to keep going at it. Just don't give up. Whatever you do, don't give up, okay? So guys, I'm going to call it the night, okay? Because, well, it is Friday, so tomorrow I don't work. So I guess I could work technically on those orders tonight. I don't know, and make it to the post office tomorrow. So I probably will do that. Probably when I say goodbye to you guys, depending on how big that order is and stuff. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to, share that information with you tonight and also hang out with you guys and stuff. And as always, I love seeing you guys on Fridays and all that kind of stuff. And if you guys are watching Nancy tomorrow, I guess I will see you tomorrow at noon because I'm always on there because I got to cheer on my sister, got to cheer her on and stuff. You got to support each other. So I will talk to you guys later. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked tonight's video, please give me a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. That would really help the channel a lot. Trying to get to that 10,000. I think I'm almost there. I think I have like, I don't know, maybe 40 people left. 40 that I have to go. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully, my goal is to try to get to 10,000 by the end of this year. So if you think there is someone out there that might be interested in joining the channel and stuff like that and learning the information I'm sharing, please share the channel across the social media and all that kind of stuff to so that somebody else can learn and stuff. So anyway, guys, I will talk to you guys later. Have fun. Don't work too hard. Enjoy what you do and stuff. And I will talk to you guys later. See you. Have a good night, everybody. Bye.